Hi everyone, welcome to another edition of Real or Rumor. And Cheryl, you did something kind of, it was surprising to me.
It's surprising to
You did
her
something
because
this week.
she doesn't think I'm creative. She thinks she's the only creative one.
I think you're, no, that's not true.
You do.
That is so not true. But you went painting.
I did. I
Yay.
went with some friends over the weekend to a pottery place where we chose a piece of pottery, and then we sat down and painted our pottery piece.
Right.
So it was really
Those are
fun. I had kind of planned already. I was going to do my mom a bowl because we had them up for dinner last week, and she was so impressed with all of my dinner plates and my bowls and my serving platters and things.
Yeah.
I mean, they're things I purchased on the clearance rack at different places.
Sure.
None of it matches,
That's right.
but it looks really cool, you know, on a dinner table.
But they look cool.
So she was really impressed with
Yeah.
all my stuff. So I thought, when I go Saturday, I'm
Yeah.
going to pick her something out, a little serving bowl, and
Yeah.
and I picked out my paints. And of course, it takes forever to get started, right?
Well, yeah.
Because it's like, oh, just that first
That
first stroke, you know?
Yes.
Yeah, and the color is the color
Right.
right and all that sort of stuff.
Right.
And it's kind of hard
Sure.
to imagine once it's fired
Yeah.
how it's going to look.
Yeah, yeah.
But I did a little saying on the inside edge of the bowl, and you know, painted it. It's really, really cool. I'm so excited.
Well,
My mom will be lucky if I give it to her.
Because it was so good.
But it was really fun, and
Yeah.
it was just kind of relaxing, and I'm just really anxious to see it. But what a fun thing to do. So I, yes, I stole 6 brochures because I want the 451 plus 1 plus 1 club to go there some evening, and
There's people at home now going, plus one, plus one, plus.
got to keep up
We keep adding people
to the club.
to the club.
But I thought it would be a
That'd
fun
be
place to
exciting.
go with the girls
Yeah.
and just kind of have a relaxing evening, pick a piece and sit and paint and chat and catch
right.
up. So I'll be getting you a brochure, and we'll be scheduling that
So
soon.
now the
But it was
pressure's
a lot of
on.
fun.
I have to be creative.
Yeah, but I can't. Yeah, I don't even want to sit by her when we go. In fact, I don't think I want you at my table.
Okay, all right. Just reserve me
But
my
it's
own
gonna
table.
be it's gonna be a good time. I
Yeah.
had a really good time.
I'm looking
and
forward to that.
here's the thing: I didn't really plan for this to tie together, but it kind of
Okay.
ties together with our topic today.
good.
So if you're ready for
does.
it, here we go. Yeah. The rumor for today is that Greeley does not have a public art program. I know you researched this. What'd you find out?
Well, in a way, it's kind of funny. It's like, of course, Greeley has a public art program. All you have to do is just kind of walk outdoors and go a few blocks, and you're going to run into some of the
Yeah, and we've
public art
chatted
that's
a
out there.
bit about some of our programs
We've talked
here,
about
but-
some of the things that are out there and people may or may not know about. But this topic for today is a little more broad.
Okay.
We've kind of talked about this piece of it and that piece of it. But Greeley definitely has a public art program.
Yes.
It actually has two.
Yeah.
Which I never really thought about. You know, we sit here and talk about it, but I never sat and counted.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, we have 2.
2 programs in a public art gallery.
That's right.
Yeah.
And one of those is the Sculpture on Loan program.
Yep, heard about that.
So Sculpture on Loan started in 1995 by the Greeley Art Commission, and they started out with 3 pieces.
Wow.
Of course, now we're up to around 90.
I know, isn't
90
that incredible?
pieces that are out there
Yes.
for folks to view and
Sure,
growing, of course.
sure,
But they
yeah.
started out with 3, and what they do on the Sculpture on Loan is an artist creates a piece, and the city pretty much will say to them, yeah, we'd like for you to do our Sculpture on Loan, and we will display your piece of art for, I think it's about a year.
Yeah,
it seems
for
like
about
they're
a year
out
is
for
what
a
I
year,
understood, too.
right? And then
And they get
folks-
compensated for
they
it.
do. There's about $700,
Small
which is
compensation.
great because you know
Sure.
you think, well, these artists, so many times they're doing it for the love of art, you know, for what they
Sure.
do.
You bet.
But it's always nice to get compensated a little bit for that, and,
Yeah.
and to help cover some of the costs.
That's
and
a
of course,
piece of
we
the
get
program
to
I didn't
reap,
know.
yeah, we get to reap the benefit of
Of
that.
course, yes.
And so during July, I believe it's during the arts picnic, we usually have a time where folks can go and they can vote for their favorite,
Yes.
which I think is really cool because then you really get to hear what is the People's Choice. There is a People's Choice Award.
So one is selected for that,
That's right. That's
Okay.
right.
Okay.
And then at the end of the year, all the Sculpture on Loan, the city can purchase and does 1 or 2, depending on what the budget is or what they're looking for, some of those pieces of art. So the artists then get a chance, an opportunity to see their piece of art that maybe just stays permanently.
Right.
Because that's what it goes into, is their permanent collection. So I know that there's been a few pieces out there that I'm like, oh, I hope that's the one that gets to stay. And so far, I've been lucky. So
Yeah,
that's good.
One of the pieces that I do want to mention for Dean, you know, Dean
Yeah.
is not ever seen. He's behind the camera doing
Yeah.
a great job for us. But
Yes.
Dean was talking with us about this earlier, and his favorite piece is that rainbow trout out at Promontory.
Yeah.
Which Daryl and I have seen because we like
Yeah.
to take the dogs out there walking and stuff, and it is incredible.
So that's the one you're encouraging.
Mosaic, all colors.
Can we do that? Can we say, hey, this is a really
no, I'm just sharing one of Dean's favorites, and as we go through the show,
Yes,
we'll share
that's
our
right.
favorites as well. But that's Dean's choice, and it is
Yeah.
beautiful. You
It
get
is
out
so
there, and
cool.
it's just enormous.
Well, and see, that's what I didn't realize. I've always seen photographs of it.
And it photographs well because I've
huge.
taken a lot
Yeah.
of pictures of it. So yeah, Dean, I'm with you. It's a
Yeah.
nice one.
The rainbow
So
trout.
just an example.
Not sure if that's really what it is, but we'll call it the rainbow
that's
trout.
what it looks like. It's so colorful.
Well, and mentioning that, one of the criteria, obviously, for the Sculpture on Loan program is that these pieces of art are able to kind of handle the elements.
Sure.
And that could be natural and some not so natural, basically human beings.
Sure, yeah.
Because people do like to kind of reach out and touch and embrace them sometimes, some
Yeah.
more than others.
Well, the bear out at Pheasant Run Park is a good
yeah.
example. I routinely drive by and see
Love the
people
bear.
hanging on him,
Yeah.
which is cool because I think people just feel attached to him, and
Yeah.
people are taking photos,
Yeah.
you know, of him and
yeah.
with him, and so I see what you mean.
Yeah. So
they
it's
have
a
to
good
stand
thing.
those elements.
So that is the Sculpture on Loan.
Okay.
Then, so that's the first one. The
Sure.
second one is one we've talked about here, which is the 1% for Art
Right.
program. And the way this works, it started 16 years ago, and all City of Greeley capital construction projects, so like the Funplex
Sure.
or the Greeley Police Department, those
Sure.
were capital projects. They set aside, or they must set aside, 1% of their total cost to underwrite a public art installation.
Correct.
Usually
Okay.
that public art is placed right there with the building. So when you go into the police department, the art piece is up above. They're the glass
The luminaries
panels. Yeah,
at the Funplex.
The luminaries, yeah.
Which those are my favorite.
Those are her favorite. I love
They're
those.
absolutely beautiful.
Yeah,
absolutely
they're
beautiful.
fun. And so typically, once the building is built, the Greeley Ice House, it has the bronze ice skating sculpture out
Yes,
front.
the little children.
So again, that's part of that 1% for art. Now, if it's a project such as a pipeline,
Underground or
yeah,
out of sight.
it's a little hard to put a sculpture out in the middle of nowhere and that people are going to see. So in those cases, they can take that sculpture and place it somewhere else.
Still on a city public property, right? Or public property.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
But it doesn't necessarily in that situation have to be right there where the pipeline was
Okay.
put in. So
That
that's
makes
good
sense.
because
Sure.
so many of us wouldn't see
Might
it.
be out, far away.
Yeah, and so that's the two areas that we've got, and it keeps Greeley looking great.
Now, what if the artwork isn't permanently displayed?
How so?
You know, permanently, what if an art exhibit or something isn't permanently installed?
Then you mean, is it going back to the artist?
Yeah, does
oh
it-
yeah,
yeah, it does.
Yeah,
Okay,
it returns
okay.
back to the artist, and of course the artist can submit a piece later on if they want to, and another
Okay.
piece. But yeah, and a lot of times what you find with the artists, or at least what I've noticed, is that they're doing this in other communities too.
Yeah.
So our community may not embrace what they've created, but another community might. But
Sure.
just like
Okay.
anything,
So
when it
that's-
comes to art, it's in the eye of the beholder.
Of course it is.
So there's always, there's some pieces that people just, seem to swarm to, and
I
they're like,
know.
I love this one, and then others
They don't
really
get it.
strike up the
Yeah.
conversation. Yeah.
Which is the point sometimes, I think,
It
because that's
is.
my thing. Like, I love having art all around, but some of it I just don't get. But I think I do. I think that's part of it. You're supposed to ponder it
It is.
and think about it, and
Right.
and it is what you think it is. I truly believe that,
Yeah.
because we hear that so much.
Yeah. Well,
But-
and if all else fails, it becomes a landmark. We were talking just before this about the infamous arch
Right.
that's on 20th. And again, it's one of those, is it art, is it not art? There's a lot of controversy
Yeah, there
around
was a
that.
lot of
But
controversy.
I love that arch because I know when I get there, I'm here for the turn for
Right.
the Family Funplex or for the Youth Sports
Yep.
Center. It's my
Yep.
landmark.
Or if you get to the arch, you've gone too far.
That's right.
Or that sort of thing.
Yeah,
Right, I agree
so
with
so now
that.
it has become my little landmark out there, natural or not. But
and probably that area probably wouldn't look right without it now.
that's right. It's
We've
like,
gotten
where's
so
the
used to it.
art? It's exactly
Yeah.
right. Well, and I
Yeah.
think that's part of it too. Sometimes the art, after it's there for a while, it just kind of becomes part of that area, which is what art is there to do, is to
Right.
kind of enhance a community, beautify it in most cases. And again, that could be controversial, what
For
people
sure.
consider to be beautiful or not beautiful. But it just, it really kind of brings a community together and just shows that art and beauty and even sometimes thinking outside the box is
Sure.
important, and
Oh,
that's what
yeah.
makes a community grow
You bet.
and makes it interesting for others who are coming here.
You bet. Now, if I haven't gotten out to see all of the art pieces that are in place out in the community, I'm guessing there's a website and we can go there to look at everything.
There
in
is.
one
They
place?
they actually have the art online. You can go to greeleyart.com.
Okay.
And they've gone out and they've taken a photograph of all the art, so you can kind of get up close and personal because they have different angles of them, obviously. And so if you don't really have a way to get out, or you're not as mobile, or if it's just kind of dreary outside, you can
Fun
still
to look at it online.
get a chance. Well, and what's nice about that too is it does give you a little bit more information about it, especially if there's some kind of abstract that goes
Sure.
with it. This was the reason for it, and you go, oh, aha! Now I see why the artist did that.
I agree, and seeing it online too might get you out to see it in person.
Yeah.
Might get you motivated
Yeah.
to just, I'm going to go there, because it'll probably give locations and everything.
It
right?
does, it
Okay.
does. And
All
for
right.
instance, on the Poudre River Trail, the mile markers, that was one of the projects. Of course, they only have photographs of one, and there's multiple ones of those
Right.
on the trail. So it gives you an
I
opportunity
like
to
that
go
it's
see
all
more.
in one place.
It's
The other
great.
thing that I love is the Toynton Gallery.
Yeah, that's another chance for you to see
place to see
art.
art on
And
display.
of course, those aren't necessarily permanent; they do rotate through. But
They do.
a variety from painting to photography to wood carvings. I mean, you name it.
Yep.
It's there.
Yep.
And the gallery, of course, is located at the Downtown Recreation Department. It's right
Right.
there.
Right.
And hours are Monday through Saturday, 9 to 5. So lots of opportunity for you to go and meal around. It's free.
Yeah.
It's a great way to go in
Yep.
and check things out. It's really fun to go there, I must add to this, during the Greeley Arts Picnic. They have their art exhibit, and it's all local artists, and so you get a big mix of different styles and different age groups of people that are doing that art. But if you want to see a really good mix of art and local art, that's
It's
a good
a
time
good place
to
to
go.
stop. I know every time I'm there for a meeting
Yeah.
or whatever, I always make time to go on my way in or on my way out to just, make a little walk through. It's really nice to see.
Yep,
So
it
if you
is,
haven't
it is,
been
it
there-
is. So if you need to, you can just step out your door and not go very far, and that's
Yep.
one of the great things about Greeley, obviously, is all the art
Absolutely.
that we have available for folks.
I agree. It is what makes Greeley great.
Yeah.
Well, thanks so much for this topic.
Yeah.
Love talking about. See how
Yeah.
that tied into my
It did.
icebreaker?
It
Yeah.
did. Maybe somebody will vote for your bowl.
Somebody might want to put my stuff on display. You just never know.
It could
Before
happen.
yours, I might
That's
add.
right. It could happen. It could totally happen. So again, I just want to reiterate, if people want to get more information on the Greeley's art program, just go to greeleyart.com, or you can also go to greeleygov.com/publicart.
Good place to go.
Yep.
Good place to leave it. That is going to do it for this edition of Real or Rumor. Please check us out. I don't even have to tell you at this point, right?
That's right. They know where to
GTV8
check
and
us out.
YouTube.
That's right. GTV8 and YouTube.
Until next time, I'm Cheryl Aragon.
And I'm Amy Freeland. We'll see you next time.